How common was trench foot on the WWI Western Front? Imagine standing in cold, muddy water 4 hours on end, your feet soaked and chilled to the bone. That was a daily reality for many soldiers during World War I on the Western Front. Trench foot was a serious problem that affected thousands of troops. It was caused by prolonged exposure to wet, cold conditions in the trenches, which were often flooded or muddy. Soldiers wore leather boots that were not waterproof, so their feet stayed damp most of the time. The trenches could flood after heavy rain, especially in areas like Passchendaele, making the situation worse. Soldiers would stand or sit in waterlogged trenches for long periods, sometimes with little chance to dry their feet. This constant dampness led to skin breaking down, swelling, and numbness. In the early years, over 20,000 cases were reported just in the winter of 1914 to 1915. The British Army recorded nearly 75,000 cases during the war, and many more likely went unrecorded. Symptoms included tingling, itching, swelling, blisters, and in severe cases, tissue decay that could lead to amputation. Trench foot was so common that soldiers had to take special precautions. They changed socks regularly, kept their feet dry, and used protective substances like whale oil. Medical officers inspected soldiers' feet often and set up rest areas where soldiers could dry out and warm up. Despite these efforts, the wet and muddy conditions made it difficult to fully prevent trench foot. It was a major health issue that kept many soldiers out of combat for weeks or even months. Overall, trench foot was one of the most widespread ailments on the Western Front, affecting tens of thousands of men. It showed how harsh and unforgiving trench warfare could be, with environmental conditions causing as much suffering as enemy fire. The constant dampness and cold made trench foot a persistent threat that the armies struggled to control.